Hey Leo, we're here for your weekly tarot love reading March 9th through to March 15th. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and of course for any of you lovely cross watchers dealing with a Leo romantically. Now, I do always like to remind you, Leo, these are general readings. They may or may not resonate. That is totally okay. You are very welcome to take what works and leave the rest. So we're going to jump right into it today, Leo. Let's see what could be coming toward my lions this week when it comes to love. First message coming out today for Leo says, heartbroken, deeply hurt and sad, feeling lost, grieving and despair and breakup. Okay, the first message that's coming to mind here is that somebody is really missing you. Somebody is thinking about you. Somebody is heartbroken about whatever went down between the two of you, okay? So this could be somebody where you guys have broken up, you're on a break, maybe you guys had a fight, you're taking some space, but they're definitely feeling the loss of the relationship, maybe having some regret, you know, things like that. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Leo. Camera. Reminiscing, making memories, learning from the past, and perception. Okay. Honestly, Leo, the big energy that I'm getting this week is that somebody is doing a lot of thinking about the relationship between the two of you and a lot of thinking about what went down between the two of you, right? Because I think this happens. It's like, we have a fight, we break up, we take some space, and then all of a sudden you're thinking about the good times. They're reminiscing. They're remembering all of the happy moments, all of the positive memories that the two of you have created. And the thing that's interesting about this card, Leo, is it says learning from the past. So I am getting this energy here of somebody wishing that they had done things differently, wishing that they had handled a situation differently, wishing that they had said something different, done something different. And so I'm getting a really big emotional heaviness here of somebody who is just having a tremendous amount of regret over what happened between the two of you to cause this divide within your relationship. Tell me more, please, about what could be coming toward Leo this week. Wow. Buckle up, Leo. Shock, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, and transformation. My goodness. This is really intense energy. This card actually reminds me of the Tower card within the tarot. So this is potentially shaking up to be a very fascinating week when it comes to love, Leo, because on the one hand, we start out with this like super heavy emotional energy, somebody who is potentially heartbroken over losing you, somebody who's reminiscing on the good times, wishing they could have the good times back, wishing they had acted differently than how they did. And it kind of looks like they might be making some sort of big surprise move here this week, doing something that you don't see coming, something that you do not expect them to do. So there could be something that shifts in a very big way this week between you and this person, Leo. And so just be prepared that the energy at the start of this week might be very different by the end of this week, because this is suggesting some sort of, it literally says shocking news, sudden change, surprise, transformation. And so we're gonna have to dig into this to see exactly what could be happening, okay? So what we're gonna do, Leo, is we're gonna look at this person's energy for this week, and we're gonna look at your energy. So we're gonna look at their overall energy, what they could be feeling, what they could be doing. I'm gonna look at the same thing for you, and then we're gonna look at the potential outcome. So let's kind of see where it goes. Okay, tell me about this person who Leo is involved with this week, please. Very interesting, look at that, guys. First card coming out for them is the Knight of Swords, which is air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This is a very quick moving energy. It is somebody taking action towards you. It's very much that sense of them like charging in, feeling like there's a sense of urgency, like I need to talk to Leo now. I need to make a move. I need to reach out and I cannot wait any longer. Tell me more, please, about this person's energy. Ace of Cups, they want a fresh start. They want a new beginning. They want a second chance here. Aces are all about new beginnings. The Ace of Cups in particular is about that emotional connection. And we already talked about how it really looks like this person is extremely heartbroken over whatever went down between the two of you, Leo. And so it's like with this combination of cards, it's totally giving the vibe of them rushing in, pursuing you, and really making it clear that they would like another chance with you if you will give it to them. Tell me more about this person's energy, please. The Emperor, you could be dealing with an Aries. Emperor is someone who's very confident, somebody who is very self-assured. I think what your person could be trying to do this week, Leo, is really trying to show you like, look, I know that things went sideways between the two of us and we're in not a good place right now, but I am overall still very confident in this connection. I'm confident in this relationship, and I think they're really trying to showcase that to you this week. So let's see what this person could be feeling, please. Six of Wands, yeah. Six of Wands, we always talk about how this is a card of victory and success. So essentially when I see this energy, Leo, it tells me that this person feels strongly that the two of you can get back on track. You can have a successful relationship. I also talk about how this card is often associated with somebody who has a tremendous amount of respect and admiration for us. So those are really wonderful qualities in my opinion, and I think other people's opinions as well. Like, I think it's so important that we do have that respect for our partner. And so I do feel that there is a tremendous amount of love and respect that they have for you, Leo. Tell me what else they could be feeling this week, please. It's funny, right? Did I not already say to you when I pulled the shock card that I was like, this is giving me tower vibes? Okay, guys, so we're getting repeating messages here. Look at that. I'm just gonna say, look, it's a general reading, so how this plays out is gonna be different for each of you, but we have now got two messages early on in the reading to suggest some sort of huge shakeup, some sort of big change, something happening unexpectedly this week, specifically related to this connection between you and this person, Leo, okay? And with the Tower showing up for them, it feels like they're going to be doing something here to make a move, initiate some sort of change, reach out to you, shake things up. That's why I think we got this message that's like shocking news, surprise, epiphany, transformation. I kind of feel like what could be happening here is they're going to be coming toward you, Leo, and being like, I've had this wake-up call, I've had this epiphany, I've changed, I've transformed, and they're coming in and doing everything that they possibly can here to win you back and to have another opportunity. There's like big surprise shake-up energy surrounding the connection for this week. So things could be quite different by the end of this week versus the start of this week. Tell me what else this person could be feeling, please. The Ace of Wands, yeah. I mean, guys, I have pulled 6 cards for your person's energy. 2 out of the 6 cards have been aces. Aces are about new beginnings, new opportunities. So strong energy coming from your person to indicate they want a fresh start, another chance with you. They're very passionate about you. They're very attracted to you. They want to bring that spark back into the relationship. So let's see what actions they could be taking this week, please. Queen of Swords. That's actually excellent, Leo. I would be pretty happy to see this if I were you. Queen of Swords is more air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but here's the thing. Don't worry about the gender. It's the energy. Queen of Swords is an amazing communicator, and this is showing up in your person's actions. So what this tells me very clearly, Leo, is that they're going to take action to initiate a conversation and communicate something important to you this week. They are coming towards you to talk, to potentially explain, to open up the communication between the two of you so that from their perspective, you guys can have another chance with all of that ace energy, right? Tell me what other actions this person could be taking this week, please. Page of Wands, yeah. Flirting with you, reaching out. The pages are the messengers of the tarot. There's definitely a spark here. I think there's definitely some pretty good chemistry between you guys as well. They could be trying to capitalize on that, right? Because if the spark is still there, it might make it a little bit easier for them to, get back in with you, right? Tell me more about what actions they could be taking. The Devil. Okay, this is actually good, you guys, because here's the thing. The Devil energy probably represents the problems that this person was bringing into the relationship, okay? You know how I was saying at the start of the reading, I was like, I get the sense that they're regretful over things they said or did, and they wish they had done things differently. I feel like the Devil represents maybe some unhealthy stuff that they were doing in the relationship that really contributed to the problems between the two of you. The Devil is showing up in their actions. And so to me, this indicates that they're trying to take action to deal with the things that they did before that caused problems for you guys. They're trying to do things differently. And I feel like with the Queen of Swords, they're also going to try to explain that to you and be like, I'm aware of the issues that I have caused, and I am actively working to fix those issues. So if you're feeling heartbroken, if you're feeling disconnected from this person, I do see the energy this week is supportive of them making some sort of big move towards you in an attempt to reconcile and get you back, okay? So let's look at you. Tell me about Leo's energy for this week, please. 3 of Wands. Okay, so your headspace this week, Leo, is thinking of the future. So I think you're in this energy where you're like thinking about what you want, what does the future look like, what are the next steps for you, how might this person fit into that? Tell me more, please. The Nine of Swords, yeah. But there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of sleepless nights. Obviously, when there's been an issue with our person, it feels awful. It feels yucky. And so I do think there's a lot of stress that you've been feeling about this connection. And yeah, definitely a lot of sleepless nights, wondering what went wrong, why they did what they did. Oh, tell me more. What is this? The Magician. Interesting. You know, I always talk to you about how the Magician kind of shows up two ways for me personally as a tarot reader. On the one hand, it can be about manifestation and creating the life you desire, but it can also be a little bit of a tricky energy. Sometimes when I'm doing a reading where there's been an issue between two people, the Magician can sometimes represent us being like a little bit anxious. Like, can I trust this person? Can I trust what they're saying? And especially with that Nine of Swords beside the Magician, it feels like maybe you're a little bit nervous. Even if this person is coming in and saying all these things about how they want you back and they want to fix things, there's part of you, I think, that's like, you know, I want to believe them, but can I believe them? Can I trust that it's going to be different? What could Leo be feeling this week, please? Okay, so yeah, I mean, obviously something has ended between the two of you. This is a very transformative energy. It's about an ending that leads to a new beginning. And so I've said this before as well in some of my readings, you know, if things broke down between you and your person, and you're considering giving them another chance, I think you're going to be very clear that the relationship is going to have to be different this time around. And that the things that they did before that caused problems, they're going to have to address those issues so that they don't continue to cause problems. I could see you being open to a new beginning with this person, but very much letting them know, I'm open to it, but it can't be the way that it was before. We need to work on the stuff that was causing us problems, and that stuff needs to be fixed. Let's see what else Leo could be feeling, please. The Chariot. Okay, I mean, this does tend to represent a sense of willpower and determination to overcome issues. I think you're open to seeing where this could go. Oh, what is this? And then the Six of Swords. But again, it's like, it has to be a new version of the relationship. And I'm also kind of getting the message with the Six of Swords that if you decide to give them a chance, the past has to stay in the past. It's like those issues need to be dealt with, and this is going to have to be like a whole new version of the relationship. If you give them a chance and things go right back to the way they were before, I don't think you have any interest in this, okay? So that's what you're going to be looking for, I think. Let's see what actions you could be taking. The Knight of Wands. The passion and chemistry is definitely there between the two of you, okay? Like I said, I think that passion and chemistry can help in a situation where things are not great with our person, because at least if the spark is still there, there's something pulling you guys together. Because if the spark was not there, then you're probably like, I don't know, who cares? And maybe you're dealing with a fellow fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius for some of you. Tell me what other actions Leo could be taking, please. The Empress, okay. I do think that you're looking for a serious commitment. You're looking for a relationship to love and nurture. Some of you might be even thinking about your goals and thinking about how you want kids. Not everybody wants kids, but some of you will, right? So that might be part of it as well, where you're like thinking about this connection, like I said with the Three of Wands, where you're evaluating like, what do I want next in my life? And then the next question is, does this person fit with that? Do they have the same goals? Do we have a shared vision of the future? If we're gonna get back together, are we on the same page with what we want? Tell me more, please. And then the Seven of Swords, interesting. Seven of Swords is a tricky energy. It tends to indicate the thief of the tarot, somebody potentially being dishonest, somebody sabotaging. So the fact that we had the Magician and the Seven of Swords in your energy, it does tell me that there is some hesitancy here to really trust this person. So whatever they did has obviously hurt you, and trust has been broken. And I do think they're coming in trying to fix things. But I do see that there's a little part of you that's definitely nervous. And I think that if you do give this person a chance, it's gonna be a very like tentative thing where you're like, we'll see and we'll assess. You know what I mean? It's not like jumping fully back in and everything's perfect, but being like, I'm gonna need you to prove yourself to me over time, right? Because I think there's part of you with the Seven of Swords, it's like, if I give them another chance, are they just gonna end up self-sabotaging again? Are they going to be honest with me? Are they going to be open? Have the issues been dealt with? So you're like, I think you're open to reconnecting because the spark is still there, but there is a little part of you that's nervous about it, which I think is totally understandable. So let's actually see what the potential outcome is in this situation. I'm very curious, Leo. Wow. Okay. What do you think? What do you think the outcome is here? It's very interesting, very interesting. If you have a guess, feel free to share it in the comments. Sometimes I make you guys guess because I'm like, let's see what you think. The outcome, Two of Cups, you guys. That's probably one of the most positive cards within the tarot for a love reading. It's the soulmate card. This is actually a really, really, really good card to get in the outcome. The way that I would look at this card is that you guys are, soulmates or whatever kind of terminology you want to use, and things are going to work out. So I guess at the end of the day, if there is this really significant bond, what we say is that if there's a will, there's a way. So maybe things are kind of shitty between the two of you right now, but maybe there could be a big turnaround, because if you guys feel like you're soulmates and you're meant to be together, that can also help with the motivation to want to work on things. And I always say this to you as well, Leo, you have free will, they have free will, okay? You can't control them, they can't control you. But if both of you feel this strongly about each other, like what we see with this Two of Cups, I do think that can really help, because what it does is it brings together two people who are very motivated to continue the connection. And we've already talked about how you guys are super into each other and attracted to each other. Those can be things that can really help each of you feel motivated to want to fix the stuff that's been broken. So this to me is definitely suggesting a positive outcome after a period of pain. And so, there could be some sort of big surprise, some sort of shocking change that happens this week that potentially puts the two of you back on track with your relationship. So that's what I see for you guys. If you enjoyed this reading, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And of course, I wish you love and happiness always, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.